So today's video is a little different than what I was planning. I'm back from being dehydrated and happy and healthy for the most part, but now I've got another situation on my hands with a stalker. Now, I am definitely planning on a video of The Witcher Blood Origin, my review of that, but I kind of got a lot I am focusing on right now that I'm trying to handle. So hopefully I can get that video out tomorrow or soon. So anyway, yes, I have a stalker. I'm not even exaggerating. I mean this in every sense of the word. Let me just kind of give you guys a quick rundown of what's going on. I wasn't even going to make this public, but I feel like I've been put in a situation where I have to for my own safety. So I will tell the story. Trust me, I will tell the story. But just know anything I say in this video is from my account of what happened. I'm reaching out to the police about it. And yeah, that's what's going on. But I also just wanted to inform you guys, especially if anybody else knows who this dude is, so they can keep safe from him, especially if you are a woman. So this kind of gives a bit of a summary here. I said this dude drove 15 hours to stalk me because his delusions told him I was his future wife, and he admitted it in a video. Fortunately, I was safely walked to my car that night despite none of us knowing what happened. If anyone is a cop and wants to help me with this, hit me up. And then I also shared this is his 20th new account. Honestly, it could be a lot more because the other day he made 7 that I blocked in a row. He has made because I keep blocking his other ones. He is psychotic. He keeps making new accounts to hassle me with, and I keep blocking them and blocking them and blocking them. And here's a little video with some evidence. I said, for those who think I'm making this up, he even made a video confessing it. My mods found it. He was camping out in the parking lot that night too, but thank God I was walked to my car, talking to my local police, but always happy to receive more professional help. Let me show you just this brief part of the video. It was a 40-minute long video. I've already downloaded it, so if he tries to take it down, I already have this information as well as a bunch of other info that I have in a file for the police. I will be contacting both my police, continuing to talk to both my local police and the police where he lives, his location. And yeah, we're going to make sure I'm safe. So anyway, let me show you guys this for those who, might wonder if I'm making anything up. I want you guys to see it firsthand right here, what he said. Here it is.
I get up on what I believed. What I believed was Thursday morning. And I'm going through the day. I'm just kind of chilling out. I'm taking it really slow. I'm like, I got all day just to kind of relax and work around the house. And then at some point, it struck me to look at the calendar, to take a closer look at the calendar. And that's when I realized it was actually Friday. And that I had long gone by my departure time, right? And that window, that comfortable window of being there in time had just disappeared. So I had to scramble and throw stuff into it. I didn't look at a map. I'm like, I'll just have to check it out on the road. I know, just take 10, and that take 10 just west is going to get me to Texas.
He's about to really admit some stuff.
I jump in my car and I'm off, and like within 15 minutes, and this, because of when I left when I did, I know I'm going to get there pretty late on Friday night, but I'm going to make Saturday morning comfortable. I'll get there with like 4 or 5 hours, chance to sleep at the hotel. I'm like a wasted hotel day, but at least I'm there, And for a moment, I was like, forget it. It's too late. You can't go. Don't go. And then I was like, no, Sean, this is important to you. Like you want, if that's your wife, if that's somebody who's going to be a very important part of your life, go out and meet her.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a 40-minute long video. A lot of it is pure delusion. I will tell the story from my perspective. Everything I remember, I had no idea who this guy even was the day that this happened. And even when I saw him, I had no idea who he was. I didn't know if he was one of my followers. I didn't know if he was somebody who worked at the con, because it was for Debate Con that I went to a little over a month ago. Okay, so I had no idea what was going on at the time, but fortunately God had his hand on me, protecting me. Let me kind of dive more into this story though. So I announced ahead of time that I was going to be at DebateCon. A lot of you guys know this. I did a debate with Alex Stein and Jackson Henkel were on my side, and then we debated 3 other people about big tech censorship, right? So, hey, I was like, hey, this will be fun. I've never done a debate before or anything like that, right? So they asked me if I wanted to go, and I was like, yeah, this will be exciting. So I shared that I was going to be there, and so this must be what sparked, according to his own confession here on this video, and it's a 40-something minute long video. So that's when he was like, in his head, he has this delusion that I was his future wife, so he needed to drive 15 hours to go to DebateCon to see me and ask me out, right? That's what he's saying he was doing here. Now, from my perspective, I show up there at DebateCon, I park my car, I start walking out of the parking lot toward the actual convention itself, and while I was doing that, then he was in the parking lot, and he goes, Melanie, and I turn around, I'm like, okay, I have no idea who this guy is, but, you know, I'm used to going to conventions, I'm used to people recognizing me, so they'll say hi, sometimes they ask for a picture, or they just say, hey, I love your videos, great job, you know, and encouraging, and it's always a nice, pleasant experience. There was another dude that was there who was one of my followers, and was a very pleasant interaction, said hi, got pictures, it was great. He watched the debate, so on and so forth. It was great. So I didn't know if this was that, but since he didn't introduce himself, he didn't say who he was, he didn't say what he did. According to this big, long video, he seemed to think that I knew who he was, and he was like, oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. But he seemed to think in his head, because I liked one of his replies in my tweet, which I do for a lot of replies I get. Then he thought I knew who he was, and I was thinking about him, and that I knew about his YouTube channel and all this, which I didn't. This guy doesn't even have a lot of followers. Granted, this is a throwaway he made to bother me with, so it has 0 followers. But yeah, so anyway, there's obviously no practical way I would know who he was. So I was like, okay. So I said hi, and he goes, hey, I was just about to get some lunch. Do you know of anywhere good around here? And I said, I'm sorry, I'm not that familiar with the area, but I hope you find something good. There should be a lot of options, you know, good luck. So then he went off, and I walked into the convention, right? So this was like middle of the day. I don't know, it was like 1 or 2 p.m. I think. My debate wasn't until 7 p.m. that evening, right? So I get there, I see Lila Hart. Some of you all know who she is. She's my friend. And she was talking to Jackson, who I had previously not met before, but we were following each other online, and we were going to be on the same debate panel. She's talking to Jackson. Ariel, she has a YouTube channel as well. She was there, and I've been following her for a while. It was my first time meeting her in person. So I was like, oh, yay, hi. And so then I made some other friends there within that friend group, right? So then Ariel and Lila were like, hey, we want to go back to the hotel. See, I was pretty local to the area anyway, there in Texas. And Lila is too, but Ariel wasn't. And Ariel's like, okay, I'm going to get some work done. I need to get a little bit of work done, and then you're not talking until 7. That was already going to be a few hours away. So do you want to just hang out at the hotel, in my hotel room, where to hang out and chat, and then we'll go back? So I was like, yeah, sure. And then 2 of the guys that were there also joined us. And then while we were walking out there, I just thought to myself, man, I don't feel like driving today. It was just, and now I think it was God putting that on my heart. But at the time, I was just like, I don't feel like driving today, So I was like, can we carpool together, since we're all going together anyway? And that's where the other dudes were staying at that hotel as well. I'm not mentioning their names because I don't know who's okay being mentioned or not. It was a positive thing that I'm mentioning these guys though, but still. Anyway, so they were like, yeah, no problem. So the guys, or one of the guys that was with us, he drove us to the hotel, me, Ariel, and Lila stayed in Ariel's hotel room to kind of hang out while she was getting her work done. And the guys went to freshen up, just whatever they were going to do in their rooms. And then right before it was time for my panel, then they came up to Ariel's room and got us, and we all carpooled back to the debate con. So then we go to the debate con. I do my debate. It went great. Was a lot of fun. And after it was done, this stalker guy, was like, I was talking to a blonde girl, which he says in this video, and he mentions her like this really pretty blonde girl who's dating one of the guys that's there. Okay, so I'm not gonna give a bunch of names and stuff on this info because I don't know. I don't even know if they're public, what they're dating or not. I ain't gonna like share any personal info or anything like that. So anyway, she was dating one of the guys there. This guy in this very 40-minute long video, the long version, the extended cut, all right, he said that she was checking him out or something like that, flirting with her, checking him out. And then it's just like, dude, this girl is dating one of the guys there. There's no way. And plus, yeah, there's just no way. Just to give you an idea of just some of his delusions there. All right, this guy's like 60, almost. So anyway, while I'm talking to her, he's standing there waiting. Like it looked like he was waiting to talk to me. And so I was like, okay, let me wrap up this conversation with this girl. And so I did. And then, again, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know if he worked there for the people that were running the con or if he was just a follower of mine. I didn't know any of that, but I was like, okay. I said, oh, hi again. And then he said something. I couldn't really hear him. He was talking like kind of quiet and it was loud there. There's a bunch of people in the room. I didn't quite catch what he said. I wanted to be polite and nice, but I didn't want to just like, I don't know. I didn't want to just be like, what? So I just smiled and nodded and went, ha. And then I was like, oh, I hope you have a great day. Thanks so much for saying hi, that sort of interaction. So then I get back with my group who I knew, like I said, I already knew Lila and I'd already been following Ariel. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. She does a lot of videos. A lot of you might know about her. She's a lesbian, and so she does a lot of like lesbian themed videos on YouTube. And she's like moved over from the super liberal side to the more conservative side. So that was one reason why she was there at DebateCon. She had her own debate that she was doing. So anyway, I met up with her and Lila again, and then our new friends, the two guys that were there that we've been hanging out with, and we're like, hey, we're going to go grab dinner. A lot of the people that were there on the debate con, we're all going to meet up for dinner. So we grouped up. Again, I was like, oh yeah, we're carpooling, right? And then, yeah, so same guy who was there before that drove us to the hotel, drove us to the restaurant. So we hung out at the restaurant with everybody, had a great time, chatted, ate. And then after that, we were going to go hang out at a bar and lounge. We dropped Ariel off at her hotel. Again, same guy driving. And then he drove us to the lounge. Most of us didn't even drink. We just hung out, chatted, had a great time. I got like a Godzilla cap. That was right before my birthday. And there was another guy that we met there who's in my friend circle. And who's my friend. And so he was, oh, I got you a birthday present. Got me a Godzilla cap, and I loved it. So anyway, we hung out there for about, I don't know, an hour or so. And by then it was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go. I was ready to go ahead and go back home. We were all done at that bar and lounge anyway. I think some more of the group were still going to hang out more, but hey, I had church the next day. I was like, I got church the next day. I got to wake up early. And so then they drove me to the parking lot where my car was, and both of the guys got out of the car and walked me to my car to make sure I was safe. This is why it's so freaking important. Chivalry is so important because none of us had any idea what was going on. We had no idea that this dude here was stalking me and drove 15 hours to see me because he thought that I was his future wife. None of us had any idea of that. But they were just, good conservative men who care about my safety and walked me to my car. So I get in my car and then after I left, I started driving. I noticed there was a note on it and an envelope on my windshield. And I was like, oh crap, did I get a parking ticket? That was my thought. But I didn't stop. I just kept driving. It was dark. It was like midnight at this point. So I get home. I take the note off my car, and it was a card. It was an actual card. I open it, and it said something. I threw it away, so I didn't even remember exactly what it said, but it said something along the lines of, don't ever stop using your beautiful smile. Signed, Sean Sarto, this name. And then even though I had saw him at the con, I didn't know his name. I didn't know who it was. So I thought, who put this on my car? I had no idea. And so I searched the name on Twitter, and sure enough, this account popped up, and I was like, oh no, the old guy that I saw there. I was like, oh no. But even then, I didn't realize the extent of what was going on. I just thought, oh, this is awkward, but that was it, right? So I just left it alone. I thought, well, the note didn't say anything harmful. It didn't say anything scary. It was a compliment on my smile. I'm just going to let it go, because I didn't think he was a stalker. I just thought he was being flirty at the moment. And so, hey, and that's the thing, is you can't shame someone for shooting their shot in a respectful way, but, it's just what they do when you say no that matters, right? So anyway, yeah, so I threw that away. I let it go. I didn't think much of it. Well, then afterwards, he was replying to some of my tweets. There was one night he replied to one of my tweets. I can't remember if it was like a selfie I posted or what it was, and I wish I'd screenshotted it at the time, but it just said something sexual, and it was just enough to make me uncomfortable. I'm like, okay, this guy's old. He was at the con. I didn't know he was there just for me. I thought he was there for the con. And so, but I was just like, I'm just going to block him, So I did that. And sure enough, he kept making new accounts and follow me on it. Now, it's one thing to do that. That's creepy enough, but it's another to keep replying. It's like he wanted me to know. He wanted me to know he made those new accounts. And so he kept replying to my stuff. So I blocked him again. I'm telling you, I can't even tell you. It's been at least 20 accounts that he's done this. Just a couple days ago alone, it was 7 accounts. And then he's doing it again today. This was his second one of today. Before I thought, so after I blocked him the first time, mind you, I'm getting ahead of myself. After I blocked him the first time, he kept making those new accounts. I told my moderators on Discord, I was like, guys, can you keep an eye on this? Because if he makes any new accounts and you notice, can you please let me know so I can keep blocking them? Because this is really uncomfortable. And so then my moderators were looking into him more. They found his YouTube channel. He made a video, which he later deleted, I think. And it was just basically just disgruntled. It was right after I blocked him. So, of course, he just wanted to sulk about it and talk, Melanie Mac's a fraud. She's 38 and has divorces, which I'm 36. He purposefully added 2 years. And then divorces, plural. I've had 1 divorce, but okay, whatever. You want to keep hating on me? You want to hate on me? Whatever. I don't care. Okay, that's irrelevant. But anyway, he did that. Just sounded like a disgruntled, rejected guy, right? And I think he took that video down. Well, then he uploaded this video like a day later or something like that. And it was a 40-minute long video. I only watched a couple minutes of it, which was around this part that I already shared with you guys, and I got chills because it made me put 2 and 2 together. And I saved the entire video so I could show to the police and all that. But basically in that video, he details how he had it in his head that, hey, this is your future wife here. I got to go out there and find her and this and that. So he drove 15 hours. And then now I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Now, we have the hard facts here, right? We have those. Now I'm going to get into some a little bit of theories, right? Because I can't play out. I don't know what else. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what else is going on. But I will say that knowing that he had planned this for a long time and that he drove 15 miles and that when I saw him at the convention, it was in the parking lot, that tells me that it's possible, okay? It's possible that he was camping out and waiting for me at that parking lot. Okay, it was a small little parking lot off in the corner. For me to show up at an unconventional time when the con's already been going for a while and hours before I was even going to be there, to meet him in the parking lot, sounds like he was waiting there. And then to think about how at the end of the day, I see that note on my car. Again, theory, it's very possible that he was waiting by my car to talk to me, because he already says in this video how he was going to ask me out. So it's very possible that he was out there camping in the parking lot waiting by my car that evening as well, and finally gave up because, like I said, I was out with friends for a while, and put the note on my car instead. And I don't know what could have happened. I don't know what all did happen there, and what the extent of his stalking was, but it just really put a lot in his perspective, and it really made it, you know, kind of scary, where it's like, if I wasn't walked to my car by those two guys, what could have happened? What could have happened? I don't know, but it's a very scary situation to think about. But just wanted to give you guys a heads up on this. I will be back to normal content soon, but I just wanted to share this. If anybody knows him, maybe talk some sense into him. I don't want anybody to try to dox him. I don't want anyone to contact any employers or try to cancel him or anything like that. I'm just doing this for my safety, and for the safety of any other women he may try to do something similar to. So yeah, people in the comments have also carry a gun. Thank you for that advice. I do have a pistol, and I will be carrying it everywhere I go, from now on, for my own protection. So anyway, that is what's going on with me. But just wanted to let you guys know what's going on for my protection, and again, for any protection of anybody else who may encounter this dude. So stay safe, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.